What widely accepted Reddit tropes are just not true in your experience? The final judgment can be wrong. Just because someone lies to you, it doesn't mean that they are gaslighting you. Gaslighting is different than just lying, and it's used in abusive controlling situations by manipulative people. Bob from accounting, who denied eating an extra piece of cake, isn't a dangerous man who is gaslighting everyone in the office, he just likes cake. This also extends to misremembering. Towards the end of my long relationship, my ex fell in with a bunch of people who assumed everything was gaslighting. So if I forgot I had a meeting that'd make me run a little late, it's apparently gaslighting. Online communities just pick up words and throw them about without knowing the meaning, and it's legitimately damaging. It's also really hard to argue with. Because you have to explain, 1. That's not what gaslighting is. What you're accusing me of is just regular manipulation. 2. I'm also not doing that. But by the time you get to 2, it just sounds like you're defending manipulation. Not everyone you don't get along with is a narcissist, sometimes you just don't get along. I also don't hear that term thrown around so casually in real life. Similarly, not every instance of lying or being incorrect is gaslighting. Gaslighting is simply a very specific type of manipulation. Some situations that people may call gaslighting are just another, still potentially harmful, form of manipulation, and yes, often a behavior described as gaslighting isn't actually manipulative at all. Sometimes it's just two people who perceive the same event differently. As a psychologist who specializes in personality disorders, i.e., the part of the field that deals with narcissism, and ironically, when people always assume that differing perspectives must be done intentionally to manipulate them, that is very egocentric and often an indicator of narcissism. I.e., if you think that everyone around you is gaslighting you instead of just having their own different take, there's a good chance that you're the narcissist. I'm the narcissist? Are you gaslighting me? Yes, I wrote that comment with you in mind specifically, because I knew that your mother-in-law has been giving you all kinds of shit recently, and I couldn't take it that you've been standing up for yourself with her. We all hate you for speaking the truth. Man, I know this is a joke, but that is exactly the kind of shit my mom would believe. The typical know-it-all top comment being right. It's easy to fall into that trap until it's about something you actually know about. Edit okay, why does this have 12k upvotes and 4 awards? It's like 2 sentences. Spend any amount of time on a dating or relationship sub and you'd think the average man and woman are just seething with hatred toward each other. Maybe I just have an exceptional group of friends from both sides, but thankfully that doesn't represent my reality. People who are successful in dating relationships don't hang out in dating relationship subreddits. Actually, I enjoy reading the chaos. It's sad, exciting, funny, and painful all in the span of 5-10 minutes. You're not posting in there though, I believe that's what they meant. No one logs on to a dating subreddit to post I'm happily married, I'm happily married. 2 great kids, 2 wonderful dogs, the perfect career, and am building a nice retirement account. I get along great with my wife. We have a great sex life and a perfect work-to-life balance. The thing is, I just don't have anything to complain to the internet about, so I'm thinking about getting out. Sounds horrid. You're making the right call. The other day there was this post on woodworking where this guy was showing off this beautiful cabin he made with a sawmill. I went to the comments in hopes he would divulge some of the various processes involved. I dream of owning my own sawmill someday to make tables and things, but it never occurred to me I could build a cabin entirely on my own. Absolutely incredible. Anyways, I was interested enough that I went through almost every comment, and towards the bottom there were people bitching about how close it was to the creek and how the trees surrounding it could fall on the cabin. The dude was very poised in his responses and kept pointing out that it was built on stilts and all things in life require risk. This one was one he was willing to take considering it was a dream of his. Point being, Redditors tend to be incredibly cynical and risk-averse to a fault. On top of that, there is always an incredible number of comments from people that have no freaking clue what they are talking about, but they say these things with such confidence. The next time you come across a post involving a particular hobby of yours, just head to the comment section and you'll see what I mean. Point being, Redditors tend to be incredibly cynical and risk-averse to a fault. One of my favorite threads was a few years back about what essentials you should always carry in your car. It was this absurd exercise in one-upmanship, as lists and comment chains all kept ending up with people swearing that you just had to carry gallons of water, toolkits, days worth of food, spare clothes, spare shoes, and God knows what else on every trip. Always carry an extra car in your car in case the first car breaks down. I just put my time machine in the trunk, and if I need anything, I'll pack it before. You don't have to divorce your wife if she bought a $200 laptop without consulting you first. I once did an Ramathias whole question. My wife and I has a disagreement on if a certain word was normal to us. The word was viscous. People kept telling us we should get divorced and that my wife was insecure. I tried to tell them it wasn't a serious fight, more of a teasing each other thing. That didn't change their minds at all. You could easily tell who was most likely never in a meaningful relationship. It was pretty sad how many people feel that way. I just snooped through your post and went through the comments. It's funny how many people are saying she's insecure. I think the problem with that sub, I do personally like it, is that a lot of people read every post as if it has to have an eye in it, so they read into little things and make them bigger than they really are. I find it funny that people in that sub are throwing the word insecure around so much. What is more insecure than posting your side of a story on the internet for strangers so they can potentially validate you? Seem like most things, the sub was probably made so people could read a wild story and have a laugh, and now people take it too seriously and are self-appointed anus experts. Taco Bell leading to immediate diarrhea. I haven't had it in years but used to have it semi-regular, not once had it led me to gastrointestinal distress. So either Redditors have really delicate constitutions or Taco Bell blowing mud is just lazy humor for the collective. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there wouldn't be almost 8,000 Taco Bells in America if every time people ate there they shit their pants. Maybe Big Toilet is funding them. CEO name? Turd Ferguson. Not one time in 39 years of life has a woman give me a hard time for opening a door for her. Not one time in 39 years have I so much as gotten the side eye for interacting with kids in public without a woman near me. I'm a father, and when I go to the playground, the parents are usually 50% men. 50% of parents are men? Get out. That you can never have friends at your job, everybody is just waiting to stab you in the back for that next promotion or whatever. It portrays everyone, besides you, the main character, as a mindless, selfish corporate drone, who only thinks about themselves. I spend most of my time at work, why wouldn't I want to get along with the people there? When I worked in the service industry, making friends with your coworkers isn't only pleasant but is a major advantage compared to someone who doesn't. Other service managers will be more eager to help you, and the kitchen will be far more flexible when the server is someone they like. Especially with how much of restaurant bar culture is fake smiles and emotional performance, coworkers gravitate towards people they genuinely get along with. Even now, as a professional event photographer, making friends with my clients and other people in the music party industry is mutually beneficial. I'm not expecting us to make friendship bracelets and go skipping in a field of daffodils, but when someone invites me to grab a drink and shoot some pool after an event, I don't mind it. This has been true for me in non-service jobs too. I've found it to be a genuine advantage to have a friend or two in various departments. You just never know when someone will be able to help you out with something. Yup. I am thankfully well liked at my job. Took me a long time to actually accept that, and having people in all sorts of positions makes my life way easier. Annoying bureaucratic situation? A Teams message with the director of the other department that we bonded over board games with, and now my problem is fixed and I learn how to avoid in the future. I feel like this can sometimes easily end up as a self-fulfilling issue. If you're a standoffish person who no one seems to be friends with, no one typically going to go out of their way to help you out. This leads them to think everyone sucks so they have to be that way, etc. I got invited to a poker night during my last job and ended up playing most of the nights it was hosted. Made me make a bunch of connections and actually got me some good inside baseball on an issue. Socializing with coworkers is important. It isn't inevitable or normal for you to be pulling muscles and having pains doing simple shit in your 30s. You're not getting old. You got sedentary.